quiet streets and distant shores, we carry dreams through open doors. With tired hands and hopeful hearts, every ending a new start. We left behind what felt like home to chase a future unknown. Through sleepless nights and endless days, we found our strength along. This is our story. Good evening everyone. Good evening everyone. At maraming salamat po ulit sa pag-tune in. Espesyal yung mga kasama natin ngayong araw dahil isa sa mga naging inspirasyon natin para maitatag at maitayo itong Global Success Stories. Isa po talaga siya sa mga sa circle ng friends nila RDR, Coach Ras at saka si Coach Chinkitan. Sila po yung mga kumbaga inspirasyon natin para maitatag yung Global Success Stories. Ngayon at nakakatuwa at pinagbigyan tayo ni Coach Migs, makakasama natin siya ngayon. Siya yung nagsimula magnegosyo ng sa batang edad, 20s pa lang. At ngayon ay meron na siyang 240 employees. Group business of companies mayroon siya ngayon. Nakakatuwa at maraming salamat kay Coach Migs sa kanyang panahon at oras na binibigay sa atin. Sana ikapulutan ng aral ng ating mga kababayan na OFW. Maraming salamat, Coach Migs. Live na ba tayo?
100%. Maraming salamat for having me here. I don't know what happened.
Okay, that's okay. Things could happen. Yung technology gumagaling pero minsan pagka sumasabit talaga. But anyway, we're here. So maraming salamat. Ang unang tanong ko po sa inyo, Coach, kung ikaw ay isang OFW at may naipon ka na, ano yung una mong gagawin para magnegosyo?
Okay. Napakaganda nung tanong mo, Sir Vic, no? Unang-una, allow me to just greet everybody. Thank you so much for having me in this podcast. Salamat to all our OFWs na nanonood at nakikinig ngayon. I hope marami tayong matutunan ngayon, marami tayong makuha. And again, my name is Migs. I think, Sir Vic, you introduced me already. Sa replay ko na lang yan mapapakinggan. But now that I'm back, the first question was, ano ang una kong gagawin? Mag-aral.
Okay.
The thing about business is this. Business, there are timeless principles about business na kailangan nating matutunan. In the same manner, meron ding mga certain strategies ang negosyo that is actually not timeless, but time-based. Kaya yan yung reason kung bakit napakadaming business books at napakadaming seminar tungkol sa negosyo tapos hindi siya natatapos, hindi siya nauubos. Ang dami na nagtatanong, bakit ganon? Ang dami na there are a lot of people talking about business, but how come nobody really has there is no one book or no one principle that encapsulate everything about business for the rest of their lives? Why? Is because, sabi ko nga, there are timeless principles about business na kailangan matutunan. Pero, in the same manner, there are time-based strategies that is only applicable in the age today. Kaya kailangan yan pinag-aaralan. Hindi siya pwedeng nakapagbasa na ako ng libro in the past, naka-attend na ako ng seminar in the past, therefore, okay na yon. No. Because nagbabago ang mundo, nagbabago ang trend. For example, there is an ongoing conflict that's going on in the Middle East today. Kaya ko alam, Sir Vic, is because I'm actually scheduled for Dubai first week of March. And apparently, of course, it was canceled and my branch in Dubai because I have a kumbaga meron tayong branch sa Dubai, no? One of our company in the Philippines, nag-expand na tayo sa Dubai. Yes. So meron tayong community sa Dubai, meron tayong kumpanya doon. We have partnered with a Filipino company that is based in Dubai.
Galing.
Ang nagpa-international, no? Isa sa mga unang tao na nagpa-international sa ating kumpanya, which is I Am Plus Coaching. I'm supposed to be on the first week of March, and then of course we had to reschedule. I had to make the hard decision of, you know what, we have to cancel this. We have to move this to another schedule because of the ongoing conflict. Now, why am I saying that? Does that mean that business will stop just because there is something that's going on with the news? No.
Yeah.
Business is about resiliency, and business is about being able to adapt to change. I don't have to fall back on becoming a victim of circumstances, of conflicts, of the wars, or of whatever that is going on in the world, but I could always find opportunities in every situation. Yan po ang aking sagot doon, Sir Vic.
Husay, oo. In terms of business nga, sabi ko nga, technology is getting better nowadays, 'di ba? Dami na, yung traditional na mga businesses maaring hindi na gumagana ngayon at maaring maiwan na. So ikaw, sa isang OFW na matagal nang nangangarap at mag-take advantage lang yung mga, 'di ba, mga panibagong henerasyon ng mga bata at talagang lumaki sa technology, ika nga, at nabigyan ng pagkakataon makapagtrabaho sa ibang bansa at ngayon super knowledgeable in terms of tech. Ano sa tingin mo ang pinakamagandang mag-take advantage sila ngayon na itong AI talaga namang magiging future? At ano sa tingin mo ang pinakamagandang gawin nila?
Okay, I agree with you, Sir Vic, no, that yung AI, it's no longer the thing of the future. It's actually the thing of the present. In
Yeah.
fact, if you don't know about AI today, you will be left behind. Okay, just to give you guys an encouragement para sa lahat and maybe give you guys a disclaimer as well, it will not replace you. But the person using the AI will.
Galing.
Anong example ko? Alam nyo ba, under my own R&D, meron akong AI department in one of my companies. I think nabanggit mo na there's a specific company that I have that we have 240 employees. Okay? In that company, it is actually a group of companies that we have in the Philippines today and isang AI department. Hindi ko alam kung nakikita nyo on Facebook page na nagtuturo rin to ng AI. It's called Scale with AI. At ang lead facilitator niyan, which is actually my lead AI, the head of my AI department is Jay Hasmines. Okay? Nagtuturo to ng mga kumpanya kung paano gagawing AI-enabled yung kanilang companies. And just to share with you, Sir Vic, siya ang nag-head ng aking AI department. Now, bakit ko to kinikwento sa'yo? Because, did you know that nasa research and development siya ngayon and my instruction is what in our operations can be automated by AI, what in the job description, allow me to say, negosyo po ito, kung nagiging redundant ang tao kasi kaya siyang gawin ng AI. Let's be honest. Allow me to say. Example, poster. Ikaw, sir, you're a photographer. That's your business. You're into photography. AI can do hyper-realistic pictures today.
Absolutely.
AI can do, alam mo yon, artistic designs.
Yeah.
AI can do a lot of all of these creative posters. But the eye, hindi ko alam kung paano to explain, pero yung mata on what makes a good shot and not, only you can do it, Sir Vic.
Yun talaga hindi
Ngayon,
pwede magmaya.
honestly, Sir Vic, meron dalawang picture, hindi ko yan, because I don't have the eye. So I cannot tell you which is which. Pero ikaw, Sir Vic, you would know what's a good shot and what's not a good shot.
Yeah.
So, therefore, the eye, which is what you have, Sir Vic, cannot be replaced. The skill or the task can be replaced.
Yun eh.
So, ano yung dito? So, sinabi ko with my AI department, I need you to make a research for me. Maybe I'm paying redundant costs for something that I cannot trust. Let's be honest, whether we like it or not, ang tao is, we wanna be motivated. Sometimes we're not motivated. Ang AI, walang ganun. 24/7 niya nagtatrabaho. So sabi ko, I want to automate it with AI if possible. Now, does that mean that AI will replace humanity? No. You will be replaced by humans who can use AI. Example given.
Absolutely. I mean, kasi ang ganda ng subject, ang ganda ng pag-usapan nito. Sa tingin ko talaga, very valuable lahat ng sinasabi nyo at talaga namang kapupulutan ng aral lang. That's for sure. Go ahead, sir.
For example, sir, it took me 4 people. I used to have 4 people for the following positions. Social media manager, content strategist, website creator, graphic designer. Did you know that right now I only have 1 person and 3 AIs? With the right expertise on AI, kanya na gumawa ng landing page ko. In fact, my Elite Bootcamp, meron akong sales training na gaganapin on March 31. It's called Elite Bootcamp in the Philippines. Napakaganda. You can actually check it yourself. For example, Vic, tinignan mo, ang ganda nito, professionally created. Dati, gumagastos ka ng how much for a landing page? 100,000 peso.
Yeah.
Ngayon, an AI will cost me what? 10,000 a month, unlimited usage. So, can you imagine? Yun, allow me to simplify it for everybody, Vic.
Okay.
napakadami na kasing 'di ba, magtuturo sa inyo about AI and ang ayoko mabudol. So the thing about AI is, 'di ba, napakadami na kailangan, may mga system etc. Pero okay, I wanted to make it simple for everyone para di na kayo mabudol. Libre na po ito. Allow me to share it with you. The
Okay.
thing about AI is about its instructions. Ang tawag niyan is prompting.
Prompt.
Yeah, the prompting. Now, I'm not an AI expert. It's just that I use AI a lot. Now, there are two ways in which people use AI. Ito yung kinwento ko sa'yo before we had this broadcast survey, no? There are two worlds in going about it. I call it the lazy one and the right one.
Okay.
Ano yung lazy? You ask AI about anything and you just allow it to communicate to you. The problem with that is wrong prompt equals wrong output. Wrong input equals wrong output. Wrong prompt equals wrong result. So kapag to AI, generic lang din ibibigay niya, and the problem with generic is it does not create any impact. It does not create any result. Paano mo ngayon ito gagamitin ng maayos? Or paano yung right one? Ano yung hindi lazy?
Yeah.
You still have, as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, I still expect you to know the ins and outs of your business detail per detail. Ngayon, hindi mo kailangan maging magaling magsulat. It could be a drawing. It could be, on your notebook, sulat mo lang. It could be on your iPad. You just make a semi-flow chart na kahit magulo. Ang problema doon. Most important, you know every department, every job description, every task list, every KPI. In your field of work. So, kunyari, sa wedding photography for you, Sir Vic, no? Example given, pre-shoot, planning, logistics, during shoot, finance, budgeting, operations, admin, post-shoot, deliverables, contracts, liquidation, etc. So, meron ka na ilista. Ngayon, once na mailista mo yan, lalagyan mo lang yan ng line item per line item. Again, kahit magulo, basta importante, you need to know the ins and outs of your business, detail per detail.
Okay.
And then, that's when you will put it all to AI. It will organize it for you. It will create you an SOP. It will create you a manual. It will provide you a content strategy. Anything that you ask of it now becomes valuable. Bakit? Kasi hindi ka naging lazy. Ginawa mo siya detail per detail, and then now you integrate AI into it. Ganon po siya ginagawa.
In terms of doon, coach, doon naman sa may mga, for example, di ba, kasi ang daming pwedeng applyin talaga ng AI. Sabi mo nga, halos lahat ng task pwede mong ibigay, pero may mga limitation din na talagang hindi pwedeng gayahin o hindi kaya niyang gawin. But on the other hand, yung mga existing businesses na for example, restaurant, na wala pang system, ano ba ang dapat unahin nila in terms of para magkaroon talaga ng tamang sistema na hindi na po pwede yung, obviously ngayon may mga POS na normal na. Ano ba dapat ang unahin na in terms of putting the actual system in order for them to, kasi kadalasan, ito yung nakikitang problema, coach, after 130 people that we have interviewed, at majority of these businesses owner are nasa restaurant owners. So kadalasan, sila, they put up the business, but then mahirap mag-scale talaga ng restaurant given yun. Tapos madalas, sila yung nandoon, sila yung nagtatrabaho, they working for the business actually, di ba? So kung malalagyan ng sistema, paano ba dapat sila magsisimula para magkaroon ng sistema yung kanilang business na masasabi mong eventually kahit nakabakasyon ka sa Pilipinas, tumatakbo ng maayos yung negosyo kahit wala ka dun sa actual restaurant.
Okay. Allow me to answer that in two parts. Kasi gusto ko mabigyan ng tamang, if I am to give value to our restaurant owners, ay ma-apply na nila tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay? Kaya allow me to make it as detailed as possible, no? Para makatulong sa ating mga negosyante. Number one is this. The reason kung bakit ang negosyante, particularly Filipino entrepreneur, nobody taught them this. That's why I will not blame them. Pero the reason why many of business owners are stressed is because everything happens in their brain. Nasa utak lang. So, hindi mo talaga yan maduduplicate, hindi mo talaga yan masiscale. You will always be in the firefighting mode because because there's no system to begin with. So the very first thing to do about it is to sit down, take a pause, take a break. Yes, you might lose the day. Hindi ka mag-open for a day, that's fine. You might not open for 2 days, I get it. However, the most important part here is you can sit down and now transfer, upload, kumbaga, what's everything that you know in your brain to your notebook or to your iPad, to your computer. Again, you don't have to organize it. You don't have to put it in order. Most important, ibaba mo lang sa notebook mo, isulat mo. Ngayon, some people are not good at it. They don't know
Mhm.
where to start.
Mhm.
Ito lang ang lagi kong suggestion. Hire someone that you can pay for a day, parang secretary or parang
Mhm.
assistant mo. Ang
Mhm.
gagawin niya, meron saka notebook, saka ballpen, ngayon kausapin mo siya. Sabihin mo sa kanya lahat ng kailangan mong ilaba, tapos let this person do it already for you. So that's a hack. 'Di ba? So
Galing.
ngayon, maibababa mo na lahat ng mga kahit wala pang SOPs, ibaba mo lang muna. And then upload it to AI, let your AI do its SOP for you and then feedback mo na lang. Syempre on the first try, your AI will not make it perfect. So okay lang, continuous feedback looping to your AI until you got the perfect manual. That's
Mhm.
number 1. How do
Okay.
you know? A lot of people ask me, Coach, paano ko malaman kung yung SOP ko tama na? Simple lang ang sagot ko. If a grade 6 can understand it, that means tama na siya. If a grade 6 cannot understand it, that means your SOP is complicated. So napakarami ako. I have my analysts
Mhm.
and giving me suggestions. Alam mo na, sir, pag strategy, suggestions, ang lagi kong sagot, ang ganda ng mga sinasabi mo pero masyado siyang complicated. Get back to me as if I'm a grade 6. Not because I don't understand what this person is saying, but because if a grade 6 cannot understand it, you cannot put it into an executable action. Yan ang pinaka-importante sa negosyo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's never about ideas. It's about what you can transfer from an idea to an action. So, that's number 1. Once you put that in place, you can already train people to execute. Ang tawag ko dito parang McDo, no? Can anybody do your SOP like a McDonald's? Ano yung McDonald's? Hindi mo na kailangan mangialam, they will operate on its own. Pag yan nangyari, I will guarantee you, Sir Vic, you can take a vacation sa Pinas and not worry about anything because the SOP is working in place. Ang tawag dyan, system. You cannot automate what you don't systematize. Maraming tao, Sir Vic, pinag-iisa yan. That's a wrong thing to do. Ang akala nila, system equals automation. No, you gotta systematize it first manually before you can automate it.
So manual muna gagawin.
Yes.
Potentially, manual muna. Then, kumbaga, pag in-apply nila, kunyari may isang restaurant owner bukas, i-apply na kaagad itong natutunan sa napag-uusapan natin ngayon. So, kailangan isulat nila bukas kung ano yung kailangan nilang AI para at least pagdating sa prompt, pag nag-AI sila, mas madali may implement. Tama ba? Galing. Napakahusay. Galing. O doon naman sa ating mga na OFW at hanggang ngayon hindi pa sure, 'di ba? Saan nga ba talaga maganda mag-invest kasi ang daming nagsasabi, 'di ba? Sabi nga sa Pilipinas talaga ang dami din mga opportunity. At marami din man nagsasabi ay ayoko na bumalik sa Pilipinas dahil sayang lang dahil sa sitwasyon. Iba naman, marami nagsasabi na ay magsi-set up ka ng business sa Pilipinas kasi ako based on my personal experience, hindi mabilis. Unfortunately, sa Pilipinas, pag nagtayo ka ng negosyo, ano ba yung kailangan mong unang gawin? Obviously, dadaan sa barangay permits, mayor's permit, tapos DTI. Una siguro, ating DTI actually para kumuha ka ng brand kung ano yung gusto mong ipangalan sa negosyo mo. But then, kung ikaw ay isang OFW na uuwi ka sa Pilipinas para magnegosyo ka sa Pilipinas, it will take at least a week in order for you to, para magbiyahe-biyahe.
Swerte ka kapag lumabas yan in a week, sir.
That was, di ba, yun yung experience ko, that was 15 years ago.
Paminsan nga, mas matagal pa. So sana, panawagan natin to. I hope the Philippine government will really make their ease of doing business. I hope they really improve on it. And they really make it more efficient. They coordinate interagency. Ito na suggestion ko talaga sa kanila. Makapag interagency coordination sila para isang processing na lang, may online naman na, opportunity to put your money, saan ka dapat mag-invest. Okay? In your own business, yes. Bakit? Ngayon, kung meron kang extra pera, di doon ka mag-invest sa lupa, invest ka sa stocks, for example, ka sa mga diversified instruments, di naman. Pero kung ang wala ka pa doon sa excess money, alam mo yon, wala akong magawa sa pera ko, invest ko kayo. Kung wala ka pa doon, I would really suggest you go invest in your own business. Bakit? Kasi ang diversified instruments, kunwari, you were not able to liquidate it. Sasabihin mo sa agent mo or sasabihin mo sa financial manager mo, I need the money, I cannot liquidate it. And then sabihin niya, you know what, it's not the best time to withdraw or liquidate your funds. Sorry. Sasabihin sa'yo, Sir Vic, may babalik ba yung pera ng salitang sorry? Hindi. So wala kang choice. You're a victim of your own money. You're a hostage of your own money. Ako personally, I never wanted to be a hostage of anything. The
Okay.
reason why I want to invest it in my own business is
Mhm.
because I am in full control of my business.
Okay. Okay.
Sakaling magkamali at kung sakaling pumalya ako at pumalpak ako, there's nobody to blame. And for me personally, if I'm not gonna blame anybody and the only person to blame is me and I have the right mindset, which I believe you guys interviewed Coach Russ already, he's the best at mindsets. If I have the right mindset, I have the right faith, I have the right anchoring, yung aking kapit sa taas,
Mhm.
then I will not treat my failure as a sign of quitting. I will treat my failure as a lesson.
Mhm.
I will treat it
Galing.
as a feedback. And the feedback is, ang ginawa kong mali, bakit siya pumalya? Kasi kapag hindi ko na inulit yon, hindi na ako ulit papalya. That's the beauty of business. It is a science. There's certain things in doing it. At kapag nakuha mo yung tamang paraan ng pagnenegosyo, automatically kaya niya mag-self-sustain. The best part, hindi kailangan ng malaking puhunan. A lot of people think, hindi kailangan ko mamuhunan ng malaki. Not necessarily.
Mhm. Mhm.
You could set aside, let's say, 20% of your income every single month. Kung ikaw ay OFW, hindi ka pa negosyante. You can set aside 20% of your income, panimula lang. Wag mo lang siyang gawing sugal. Alam niyo, sugal kasi is pumapalya na, umaasa ka.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Makinig ka
Mhm.
doon sa data mo, which means, kunyari, nag-invest ka ng 10,000 pesos, wag mo na pounds. 10,000 pesos, yan to whatever, to dirham, to pounds, to US dollars, whatever your currency is, wherever you are in the world. 10,000, palaguin mo lang yan ng 15,000.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ngayon, kung mapalago mo yan ng 20K, ng 30K, mas maganda. Pero para wala masyadong pressure. Sabihin natin, wala lang masyadong pressure, 15,000. Yung 15,000 mo, di palaguin mo ng 20,000 to 30K. Wag mo lang isugal, automatically you can get it done.
Galing. So ang importante talaga, ang talagang madalas nating naririnig sa mga business mentors, 'di ba, na sinasabi nila, mas maganda mag-umpisa ka ngayon. Yung failure kasi part ng success yan. Walang negosyante na 'di ba, nagsimula, sinuwerte. Siguro mayroon may mangilan-ngilan kasi na-prove ko rin yan sa Dubai, yung negosyante na nagsimula sa talaga namang magaling gumawa ng cake. Hello kay Tita Maria at ngayon 9 branches sa Dubai, very successful. Dati siyang yaya at ngayon ay may 9 branches na talaga namang millions ang kinikita dyan sa Dubai. Talaga namang nakaka-proud. Yun nga, may tumatama din naman sa unang investment. Sabi ko nga, madalas natin naririnig, mas maraming failure, mas maraming daan para mas maging successful.
Yeah. Okay. When you guys are a starting entrepreneur, for our OFW friends, failure kasi is not personal. Failure is, it is simply a feedback that the strategy is wrong.
Mhm.
So, it is not
Tama.
personal. Doesn't want you to, the business doesn't, look at you and say, hindi, gusto ko kayang si Sir Vic, parang trip ko siyang pumalpak. Hindi ganon. It's literally,
Mhm. Mhm.
meron kang ginawa, the activity is either right or wrong. Kapag tama, you do it again, you continue it, you double down on it. Kapag mali, you stop doing it. You find. And here's the thing, kung ganon ang treatment natin sa negosyo, can you imagine, out of 100 strategies, out of 100 techniques, or out of 100 activities, ito tanong ko sa'yo, Sir Vic, if the right decision is on the decision numbers 97, decision number 98, and decision number 99, here's my question to you, Sir Vic. How fast would you want to make the first 96 decisions so you can get to the 97th decision fast?
'Di ba? Para sa akin 'di ba, yung 90, kung ako ang sasagot, dapat mas dinaanan mo na yung kumbaga yung failures bago ka tumama talaga regardless. In terms of getting the right answer, mabilis mo matututunan yung mali. Lesson dapat ang matutunan dito Tama ba, Sir Meg?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Again, as I mentioned, kung ang tamang decision natin is on the decision number 97, how fast will you take the first 96 decisions? Kung guaranteed, 97th decision, na ito. 97th decision, guaranteed you will be successful already. Will you still be, are we still gonna be waiting on our bed? Na kawawa naman ako? Or, hindi, I'll just make the first 96 decisions as fast as I can so that I can get into my 97th decision already. Na tama.
Ating mga kababayan na sabi ko ngayon pabata ng 'di ba, 'di ba? Sabi ko nga diyan sa Pilipinas yung mga bagong henerasyon ngayon, sobrang babata. Ikaw din, Boss Meg, isa ka din magpapatunay. So 20 years old ka nag-start, tapos 23 tumama, 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years na mali.
For you.
Na mali.
Na mali.
Yes.
So ano yung mapapayo mo sa ating mga OFW na anak nila? nag-migrant sila sa iba't ibang bansa ng ngayon may mga anak na sila na second generation. Ano dapat ang tamang gawin ng mga parents para ma-encourage hopefully yung mga second generation na sana magnegosyo? Yung kultura ng ating bilang Pilipino, aral kang mabuti anak dahil kailangan naman talaga mag-aral pero mas madalas para makapaghanap ka ng magandang trabaho para magnegosyo, unfortunately. Ano sa tingin mo ngayon ang kailangan natin baguhin dito sa bilang isang OFW parent para sa second generation na sana ma-encourage natin yung mga kabataan ngayon na magtayo sila ng negosyo at possible ba talaga na kumita? Parang si Joss, si Kangkong Chips, napakabata rin na yumaman. So ang ibig ko sabihin, gusto ko ma-encourage ngayon yung mga magulang kung may magagawa sila para sa kanilang mga anak para sana mas maimpluwensyahan para magnegosyo, di magtrabaho. Ano sa tingin mo ang mas magandang gawin?
Kung hindi sila magnenegosyo, anong magmamana ng kumpanya?
Tama.
So hindi ko pipilitin yon. Ayoko naman pilitin yung anak ko na, "Nak, manahin mo na lang yung negosyo." Kung ayaw niya, anong gagawin ko?
Tama. At
Kaya
actually,
talaga,
hi kay Kuya Marlon. Isang very successful si Greatway Finance. Actually, na-interview na din ni Boss RDR yan. At ang alam ko, yung anak niya, so ito yun ito yung magandang sundan dahil, di ba, nagsimula talaga sa wala. Sobrang negative ang kanyang negosyo sa Canada. Tapos yung anak niya ngayon, yun na yung CEO. Ang galing. So, sa tingin mo, dapat ba sa as the early stage, mas bata pa, ma-impluwensya na natin mag-business sila?
the earliest stage possible. Personally, as early as 2 years old, as early as 3 years old. Okay, allow me to share this. Business is about money.
Okay.
Understanding business begins with understanding money. Ngayon, kapag ang treatment or turo natin sa anak natin is always about, anak, magtipid tayo. Maghintay tayo sa sahod, na maghihintay lagi sa sahod at magtitipid. So, magkakaroon niya ng employment mindset in the future. Kaya, saan natin sisimulan ito? Simulan natin yung entrepreneurial mindset with understanding money. As early as 2 years old, as early as 3 years old, let's train our kids, possible, mga bata pa, let's train our kids to understand, okay, kung walang pera ngayon, anong pwede mong gawing pa? Are you going to sell your clothes? Are you going to sell your toys? Are you going to sell your books? Para maintindihan na nila, okay, if I want to buy a new toy, if I want to buy new clothes, I can do something to afford it. Hindi ako magtitipid, hindi ako maghihintay ng sahod, I will do something to afford it. So ngayon, natitrain yung bata, okay, ganito pala mag-isip kung gusto kong bumili ng bago. So before they know it, they're actually doing business without them realizing it.
Galing. So yan yun, di ba, para sa mga parents ng ating mga OFW na talaga. Kasi sa tingin ko talaga possible, pabata ng pabata, lalo ngayon sa technology. Yung kabataan ngayon talaga namang dyan na sila lumaki sa teknolohiya. So ngayon, ang tanong na lang, di ba, pag nagtrabaho sila, hindi. Kasi kung isa kang nurse, walang masama sa pagiging nurse. Pero sana, di ba, na yung mga second generation, mas mag-iba na talagang possible kasi nga ito yung gusto naming patunayan dito sa Global Success Stories na possible magnegosyo pero mas maganda lang sana sa mas murang edad mas maganda para sa akin in my personal opinion. Di ba? Yun lang naman. Hindi, okay na yung coach. Ito yung isang next question ko na para sa'yo, coach. Ano ang mas importante sa'yo? Yung kapital o yung skill sets? Ayun.
Kapag nagsisimula magnegosyo, wag bigyan ng kapital. Bakit? Kasi kapag naubos yung kapital, ang gagawin nilang tendency is humingi ulit ng kapital. Pero kapag skill set yung inuna, which you mentioned, pag skill set ng inuna, particularly the skill set of marketing and sales. Marketing and sales. Ano ba naman yung pag-make ng content? We're in the content creation stage. We're in the content creation age at the moment. Libre lang.
Yeah.
Wala kang kailangan bayaran. Lahat ng cellphone ngayon may camera na. Okay?
Tama.
Ano ba naman yung TikTok live?
Yeah, para kumita.
And you white label your shop, whatever, claim it as if this is this is not your shop, but you have partnered with a thrift shop. Ukay-ukay. And then gawa ka ng content, ibenta mo, and then payment first. Your customers will pay first, and then bayaran mo yung may-ari. After mo bayaran yung may-ari, ipadala mo, bayad na rin naman yung shipping. So, what's my point? You don't have to begin with a capital. Pero here's the best part. The moment you learn the sales and marketing skill set, you're good to go. Even if it's your business, in the future, you're good to go. Kasi kaya mo nang gumawa
So isa rin ba, apply din yan actually coach doon sa mga ating kababayan na OFW na may trabaho ngayon tapos gusto magsimula side hustle muna, matuto lang mag white level or sabi mo nga affiliated marketing. Pwede ka nang magbenta ng hindi ka low risk kasi yun, 'di ba? Yung tinatawag na
Correct.
affiliated marketing kasi wala kang product talaga. Pero at the same time, malalaman mo kasi dito actually marami din naman mga OFW na naging affiliated sila ng insurances, parang okay
Real
din yun.
estate.
Speaking of real estate, Megs, 'di ba? I don't know kung linyahan mo 'to, pero ikaw kung isa kang OFW, mas maganda ba mag-invest ka talaga sa property or kung saan bansa ka naka-base o mag-invest ka sa property sa Pilipinas kung may sobra ka namang pera? Okay. Okay.
Ang lupa nauubos. Pero ang
Yeah.
project hindi. Go-offer ng investment. Number one, allow me to share this, Sir Vic. There is no such thing as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I really don't believe in that. I don't know, Sir Vic, ikaw. In your years of experience,
Totoo.
next big thing, next big opportunity. So ako personally, if meron ako maisasuggest sa ating mga OFW, wag kayo maniniwala sa you will miss out on something.
Mhm. Okay.
That's
So
the first investment lesson. Number two, I'm not an expert into real estate.
okay.
Let them think, let them discuss that with you. Pero ako mas titignan ko yung kung extrang pera, as in parang wala ka na talagang ginagawa, edi sure kuha ka lupa. Kasi
Mhm.
nagtataas ang value niya. Pero kung tatanungin mo ko, hindi naman ito super excess money lang siya. Sasabihin ko, ibalik mo pa rin muna sa negosyo.
I agree, 100%. Ano sa tingin mo ngayon, in terms of sa technology, diba sabi ko nga technology is getting so much better. Tapos ngayon, ang nakikita ko talaga, sobrang pababa na ng pababa. Diba? Kasi sabi ko nga, kahit anong negosyo ngayon, pwede ka mag-start talaga na testing water. Literal na testing water at malalaman mo kung may demand o hindi. Mas maliit yung kapital. Nung araw pag business na mga ginagawa dati natin, dati nga hindi marunong gumawa ng business plan. Ngayon nandiyan na si ChatGPT, magpagawa ka ng business plan, kaya niyang i-detail yung business plan mo, possible na 'di ba? Pero ang tanong ngayon, ano ba sa tingin mo ang mga negosyo o mga opportunity na mas magandang pasukin ngayon?
Honestly, wala akong bias na opportunity. As ang bias ko is ano ba yung expertise ng tao.
Okay.
If they have an existing, kasi ang tawag, pwede naman tayo magsimula sa service-based business before we do product-based business. Mga kailangan lang naman ng puhunan or kapital ay product-based. Kunyari, restaurant na may pagkain, produkto yun. So, kailangan mo talaga mamuhunan, kailangan mo ng kapital kasi meron kang tinatawag na cost of goods. E-commerce, ganun. E-commerce na hindi affiliate marketing, ganun din.
Mhm.
Pero, pwede ka naman kasi magsimula sa service-based business. Ano yung service-based business? Ikaw, Sir Vic, no? Nabanggit mo sa akin, you're a wedding photographer. That's a service.
Yeah, exactly. That's a service based.
So, a service-based business can be done with a skill set. So, there's no specific thing for me. Kailangan pasukin mo tong negosyo na to. Ako, pupunta ako dun sa ano na ba yung ginagawa mo for the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years ng buhay mo. Kasi dapat kabisado mo na yan. Ngayon, yung bagay na kabisado mo na for the past 20 years, for the past 15 years, whether you're an employee or not, yan na yung gawin mo. Magaling ka ba, nag-accounting officer ka ba? Kahit, kunyari, OFW, di ba? Naging accounting officer or bookkeeper sa ibang bansa. Tapos you've been working for the past 15 years. So baka naman memorize mo na yung bookkeeping niyan, gawin mo ng negosyo.
Galing.
So you can now
galing.
translate your job to a business.
Okay. Tapos kung may magsisimula ng negosyo, sabi mo nga ngayon, iba na yung dapat ikaw mismo, kung ikaw mag-start ng business, narinig ko sa iyo to with interview mo kay RDR before. Traditional na pagmamalakad ng business, ito yung recent nyo lang na nagawa, I think that was 2 weeks ago, uploaded. Hindi na umuubra yung traditional na pamamalakad. Tama ba? So, kung ikaw magsisimula ngayon, saan mo dapat simulan? Na kung may idea ka, great idea, may puhunan. Sabi mo nga, narinig ko sa iyo to. Dapat ikaw yung isang HR . Kasi yung pagpili talaga ng talent at ng skills,
Yes.
dapat sa iyo yun manggaling. So, can you elaborate that, Sir Megs, para dun sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayon?
Okay, number one is ikaw ang sales. Kung nagsisimula, sir ha,
Oo.
ikaw ang sales. Kahit gaano kaganda ang serbisyo at produkto mo, walang bibili, wala kang pera. So
Yun
kailangan
talaga yun.
talaga the very first before you can officially declare to have a business, have a buyer. Sa akin, napakadaling magtayo ng negosyo napakadaling magtayo ng negosyo in as far as business name, social media page, napakadali lang yun. Lalo na kung nasa ibang bansa pa, my God. Napaka-efficient ng proseso sa ibang bansa. It's so easy. O,
Yeah.
does that mean may negosyo ka? Personally, wala pa. Bakit? Kasi ano ka pa lang eh. Social media page lang yan eh. Business name lang yan eh. Wala pang negosyo dyan. The official declaration that you have an actual business is the moment you have your first client. The first customer officially declares you, uy, may negosyo na. Kaya ang pinaka number one is sales. Next is, of course, pag may customer ka, kailangan mo na siyang i-fulfill. Whether a product or a service, kailangan mo nang ma-deliver yung pinangako mo na binenta.
Okay, tama.
Ngayon,
Galing.
once na nakuha mo tong pangalawa, then that's the time that you can be an HR. Yun nga yung sabi ko, dapat ang first HR for now is ikaw. Kasi bakit? Kasi alam mo yung pagbenta at alam mo yung pag-fulfill. So fill in the gaps, fill in the blanks ka.
So, kailan dapat mag-start? In terms of business, kunyari, nakabenta ka na ng unang service, kung service-based business ka, kailan ka dapat mag-start mag-hire ng tao?
Pag
Sa
burnout
tingin
ka na.
mo? Pag talagang ang dami mo nang ginagawa at hindi mo na
Pag
kayang
marami
gawin.
ka nang ginagawa. Kasi yung ibang tao, hire agad.
Yeah.
Pero ang problema kasi kapag hire agad, kunwari, ikaw pa lang din naman ang kailangan gumagawa ng trabaho pero nag-hire ka agad. So, bakit mo siya binabayaran kung wala naman siya masyadong trabaho? That's number one. Number two,
Okay.
pinasa mo lahat ng trabaho sa kanya. Hindi mo pa nga nagsisimula ka pa lang naman. Tapos kapag hindi siya nakaproduce ng result, magagalit ka. Bakit ka nagalit sa kanya? Hindi mo nga nabigyan ng tamang instruction. Bakit hindi mo siya nabigyan ng tamang instruction? Kasi hindi mo ginawa yourself. So personally, kapag pagod ka na, hanapin mo agad lahat ng ayaw mo. O ito yung mga trabaho na ayaw ko. Humanap ka ng tao na strength nila yung ayaw mong trabaho.
Yun. Ganda nun.
Ayun.
Galing. Ang galing. In terms of putting the system, saan mag-start dapat ang isang negosyante, for example, restaurant owner, saan dapat nila uumpisahan yung paggawa ng sistema?
From the first sale.
Okay. So, yung existing business na coach, business is, yun lang, kunyari, existence nila ng ngayon, may mga businesses na kababayan, especially sa ibang bansa, based sa ating experience na mga na-interview natin. Yung wala pang sistema, saan sila dapat magsisimula para lagyan ng sistema yung kanilang negosyo?
Kaya ako sinabing sales kasi, ano yan eh, ganito, okay, this is the roadmap, allow me to explain to you. Everybody's a stranger and then you put up a shop.
Okay.
Paano letter A, this is very valuable. I hope makuha to ng lahat ng audience natin, no? Number one, how will the strangers know that there's a shop like yours? That's the first. Yan talaga yung pinakauna. Everybody is a stranger and then naglagay ka ng restaurant, for example. Paano malalaman ng stranger na nag-exist restaurant mo? That's number one. Number two, paano nila i-consider kumain ng restaurant mo? That's two. Tawag doon, marketing. Number three, paano mo sila mapapapasok sa restaurant mo? That's sales. Okay? Kaya doon talaga nagsisimula. Number four. Pero hindi ka pwede magsimula doon sa number four. Kasi hindi pa alam ng tao na nag-e-exist ka. So, gagawan mo ng process flow to. Tawag dyan is flow chart or process flow from 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4, and then, nag-order na si customer. What's the next SOP? Nagigets nyo? So, a lot of people, kaya ko to sinasabi, Sir Vic, kasi a lot of people, they're so, masyado silang attached sa, okay, gawa natin ng sistema yung operations.
Yeah.
At para sa kanila, yung operations nila, and I've seen this happen multiple times, Sir Vic. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs struggle because of making this one mistake. Ano yon? You made your operations world-class with no buyers.
Yun.
ISO standard ka, wala ka namang customer. So, ahin mo yung ISO standards kung wala ka namang customer. Wala ring bibili, lugi din ng negosyo, magsasara ka rin. Para saan pa yan? That's why, nagsisimulan mo siya with yung number 1 that I mentioned, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then pagkabili ni customer, then that's the time that you will now operationalize the fulfillment process. Ang tawag dyan is fulfillment process. For a restaurant, hindi yan magsisimula sa pagkain, sir. Magsisimula yan sa waiter. Ano ang process ng waiter pagkuha ng order? Gaano kabilis? Ano ang time frame between pagkuha ng order all the way sa pagsabi sa kitchen? Ano ang time frame ng paggawa ng order? Prepare na ba yung sibuyas? Naka-prepare na ba ingredients? Naka-prepare na ba yung sauce? Etc. How are the chefs going to, how are the cooks, no? Kung restaurant ito, gaano kabilis at paano yung magiging proseso para smooth and efficient yung... So, again, bakit ko to alam, sir? Wala akong restaurant, meron akong restaurant dati nagsara. Pero, bakit alam ko siya ngayon? Kasi na-realize ko, sir, whether that's a restaurant or an e-commerce or an service-based business, it's the same. Tsura, pero yung proseso is the same. Ang tawag dyan is the process of fulfilling the goods or service. Now, kung tatanungin ako, bakit I am to systematize everything, kailangan magsisimula siya sa process flow. Paano ang pagkuha ng pera, paano i-deliver ang service, paano iikot ang pera. Yung tatlong bagay na yon will operationalize it like a McDonald's.
Galing. Oo, diba? Parang sa atin kasi siguro ang nagiging limit na lang din kadalasan yung iba nag-start ng business dahil magaling sila magluto, magtatayo ng restaurant kasi alam nila magiging successful na. But unfortunately, yung pinakamahirap talaga, minsan yung iba hindi talaga alam yung costing. Pero napag-aaralan lahat yan, di ba? Ang mahalaga lang, nagsimula ka, di ba? So pag
The
nakapagsimula
beauty
ka na
about it, sir, is you can ask AI about it. You can ask YouTube about it. Ano ang tamang
Okay.
costing? Isasabihin na nila sa'yo lahat ng tamang costing. You can even
Galing.
get free templates online. Just the right search. Thank you so much, Sir Vic. Personally, my advice is, katulad nga nung sinabi mo kanina, just start. It's not really about succeeding or failing. It's really just about starting, learning the ropes, learning the process. Para hindi siya masyadong masakit sa heart, you can simply just start small. For some of you nga, pwede kang magsimula ng walang kapital. Ang importante lang, the most important thing in business is emotional resiliency. If you can master your emotion, you will go long in business. Kaya importante pa rin faith work. Importante pa rin personal mastery. Kasi importante pa rin personal development. Why? Because your business result will always be a direct reflection of your personal development.
Ganda. Thank you so much, Coach. At maraming salamat sa oras at panahon. Ngayon, this is your chance. Baka may mga kababayan tayo na pwedeng yung service nyo o yung business nyo ay makatulong, di ba, sa mga negosyanteng kababayan natin. This is your chance to promote kung ano man yung pwedeng service na ino-offer nyo sa ating mga kababayang OFW na baka sakali matulungan nyo kung ano man yung sistema or services na ino-offer nyo ngayon.
Okay, maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan na especially internationally OFWs. At gusto nyo pang mas matutong magnegosyo, gusto nyo mas matutong magbenta. Number 1 is follow my pages, YouTube, my Spotify, my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok. Why? Because I'm giving a lot of free contents already na sa totoo lang, you will pay a lot of money kapag kukunin nyo to elsewhere. Pero hindi eh. Binibigay ko na to ng libre para sa inyo. So, make sure you follow, you subscribe, you watch it. Number 2, if you wanna do a business coaching with me, you wanna do a business strategic session via online. Kasi nga, kayo po ay then, inquire on my Facebook page, yung may blue check, Migs Flores at Life Coach Migs, may blue check, inquire on my Facebook page right now, and then schedule a business strategy session or business coaching with me, and then get access to my book that I've authored para mas matulungan ka pa. Meron akong digital version nun. Pwede nyo yan makuha kahit nasang lupalop kayo ng mundo.
Ayan, so ayan, maraming salamat, Coach Meg, at sa mga sumubaybay, talaga namang nagtiyagang manood hanggang sa matapos ay nakapulutan ng aral at inspirasyon ang live session na ito. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po at sana po ay patuloy niyong ipalo at kung kayo po si Sir Megs, follow niyo po siya at ating GSS page din kung kayo po ay nakapaghatid kami ng value. Follow niyo po kami para mas marami pa tayong matulungan ating mga kababayan. Maraming salamat at hanggang sa muli. Thank you guys. So ayan, Sir Megs, maraming salamat.